Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. I thought I set up this poll before, so let me finish doing it right now. I hope everyone is well. I've seen a lot of people joining in quite early there. So y'all make sure you hit the like button even before because that helps the engagement and all that kind of stuff too. So if you're checking in, I see some people already waiting to say, waiting for the show. Hit the like button as well. You can always do that option as well. Let me finish out this poll. For some reason, it wouldn't let me start it before the show started, so we'll do it now. Hope everyone is well. It's still cold over here in the Northeast. Okay, let's see here. Make sure we go over here, hit the poll here. All right, why is it not letting me do this here? I don't know what is going on with this. It's not letting me. It won't let me start the poll. All right, let's greet some people here. Judy Newman, what's up? Hello to you. Rhonda Payne, what is up? Hello to you. Let me turn my sound up too here. Y'all make sure you hit the like button, and what's going on here? I saw a high vibe in here, but for some reason her chat is not here on my side anymore. All right, there she is. All right, okay, there she is. What is up, high vibe? Let me try one more time for this poll here. Let me try one more time. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I don't know what's up with this. I don't know why it's not letting me do it. Start a poll. Ask a question. Create poll. Ask a question. This should be a good show because what I'm going to do today is we're going to discuss. I got two different videos I wanted to show. Somebody sent me one, so I wanted to. I wanted to. I'll just go with that. Men over 40 should get married. Yes, no, maybe. All right, we'll do that. Y'all hit that. Somebody sent me a video where it was pretty good. I don't think the guy explained it far enough, and I'll talk about that enough. Uh, uh, I don't think he went far enough. We'll talk about that a little bit later, and then the other part of this will be um, we're going to do the negative guy first, and then we'll start off with the positive guy. As in, the positive guy is saying men over 40 should get married. Actually, I don't know if he says over 40. I think he's just talking about men, but I'm assuming we can apply to men over 40. Both of these guys are psychologists. So I don't know who they are, but it just kind of came up. So I kind of scrolled around a little bit there. So everyone else in the building, make sure you say hello so we can greet you. And at very minimum, once again, make sure that you hit the like button on your way in, and let's make the content go and grow. So people send me this stuff. So that's what's interesting to me. One day this week, I wanted to do something a little bit different, and that's review something that another video that I talked about a little bit there. So, all right, so y'all hit the like button and let's get started here, right? We ain't gonna be here all night. So, let's see. Let's start off with this one here. We'll do some warm up videos here, and this comes from Instagram, and this is a brother who's going to give us the rundown as to whether men should get married or not.
last game if you are in a relationship. The first thing you lose is privacy, phone password, she knows, location, she knows, social media, she knows, messages, she knows, everything she knows. Second time, you time, gone. It's we time now. Time with the boys, gone. You always with them. PlayStation time, gone. Gym time, gone. Relaxation time, gone. Her, money, days, foods, Target, hair, nails, travel, Miami. Oh my God, it's gone, bro. Now into the things you gain. First, wait. She orders hella food. You pay for it. She ate 3 bites. She's full. We ain't throwing that shit out. Gotta force feed that shit. Second, stress, arguments. We gotta talk. You hurt my feelings. She saw a video of a woman getting cheated on and you getting blamed for it. Bitch, what? Third, dramas. Papi, after Nikki, sexual energy is transfer, which means that you got all her dramas in you. No Diddy. Papi, sorry, share on the right relationship, you will gain someone who loves you, someone who supports you, someone who always has your back, someone that you can build a future with, papi. So if you have a good woman, take care of her because the street is full of hoes. Anyways, you pass the fucking class, papi. Congratulations. And you score, papi, a young LA. Fuck Fidel. And follow me for the motivation, papi. Oh, papi, this is what you lose / gain if you are in a relationship. The first thing you lose is privacy, phone password, she knows, location, she knows, social media, she knows, messages, she knows, everything she knows. Second, time, you time, gone. It's we time now. Time with the boys, gone. You always with them. PlayStation time, gone. Gym time, gone. Relaxation time, gone. Her, money, days, foods, Target, hair, nails, travel, Miami. Oh my God, it's gone, bro. Now into the things you gain. First, wait. She orders hella food. You pay for it. She ate 3 bites. She's full. We ain't throwing that shit out. Gotta force feed that shit. Second, stress, arguments. We gotta talk. You hurt my feelings. She saw a video of a woman getting cheated on and you getting blamed for it. Bitch, what? Third, dramas. Papi, after Nikki, sexual energy is transfer, which means that you got all her dramas in you. No Diddy. Papi, sorry, share on the right relationship, you will gain someone who loves you, someone who supports you, someone who always has your back, someone that you can build a future with, papi. So if you have a good woman, take care of her because the street is full of hoes. Anyways, you pass the fucking class, papi. Congratulations. And you score, papi, a young LA. Fuck Fidel. And follow me for the motivation, papi. Oh, papi.
All right. So this dude is nuts. People send me this stuff, so it's pretty funny. What's up, Mr. Stu? All that stuff is gone, man. Your relationship gone, right? Your phone time, your PlayStation time, gone. It's no more I time, is we time. His brother's not lying, though, man. He's not lying. And I have had conversations about dreams or somebody else got caught in a relationship, and now I got to have an argument about that. I've been in that situation. Like, what are we talking about? It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. All right. So that's that one there. Let's stop the screen share there. It wasn't me. I don't know. I don't know these people, nor do I approve. There's another one here I want to play. 3 warm-up videos, and we'll get into the meat of what we want to discuss here for tonight. The other night we covered Anton Daniels there a little bit there. I guess I'm not exactly sure as to what is going on with him. I saw Dr. Thunder talking about him earlier today, and I'm not exactly sure if he got caught cheating or if he's cheating or if he's advocating for cheating on his woman. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that. So if somebody has the details about that, let me know. But I saw a couple of the videos, and it wasn't clear to me as to what is going on. So if anybody has those particular details, and the only reason I'm bringing that up is because, once again, I'm going to say you got to be careful of who you're watching, what you're consuming. And, people, a lot of people are putting people up on pedestals who do not belong there. And these particular, I can't find the other video here, but here's one I wanted to play. And it's really unfortunate that this is a phenomenon that's going and growing, where people can't be trusted. We talked the other day about Rashard Ray, who's on the Young Turks network, and I guess he's, a big deal down in Atlanta. So, I don't know what's going on with that. So just be careful about who you're consuming and what you're listening to, because everybody is not on it. So here's an older brother. Here's an older brother. Now these I don't know who these people are. But here's an older brother who seems to have gotten with a young woman. I gotta mute it because it'll get demonetized with the music that they're playing. But this is an OG getting married to a younger woman, and it seems as if she has a bunch of kids. So we'll do this. All right. So again, this is a couple that it looks like they just went down to the justice of the peace here and tied the knot. So I don't know if this lady is. Yeah, they're playing music here. R. Kelly in the background here. So I don't know. 430 ARKC. A lot can change in a year, but one thing I know for certain is he's going to make me laugh forever. Dear husband, you won, and so did I. He won. Although I feel like this should have happened 13 years ago. I'm honored to be Mrs. Parrish. Yes, we went to the courthouse. If you know me, you know I'm an intimate kind of woman and don't need anything to please an audience. Let the blessings continue to pour in God. No more shacking. Oh, okay. Well, maybe they've been up shacking or living together for 13 years. Okay. Okay. Just a smiling, grinning. Here this brother is walking into the courthouse. She got the fur on. What you say now? Watch yourself now. Watch yourself now. You got a nice little young biddy there. She's a good looking woman. And there's the kids there, I'm assuming. I don't know if they're his or not, but they just went down to the courthouse, exchanging the rings. There they are signing the paperwork. Paperwork signed. What'd you say now? Watch yourself now. All right, I would love to play this, but they got music playing in the background here. She got the baby hairs on. Kids ain't even dressed up in the background, got sweats on, look like they just came from the park. It does kind of look like him, that little boy there. So maybe those are his kids. All right, so that's that. So anyway, yeah, I know, right? 13 years, 13 congrats, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. But congratulations to them. So all right, so anybody hit the poll numbers yet? Y'all make sure we do have a poll going here. I forgot to announce the poll numbers for last week, so y'all remind me, man, if I forget about that kind of stuff. So let's see. Oh, let's see. All right, all right. Yeah, it's pretty good voting going on here. Those are his sons, according to her IG. Okay, one of them did look like him. Okay, cool, 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 cool. He probably like, I'm in it now. I might as well just go ahead and just just make it official. I can't be mad at this brother for that. If they are his, can't be mad at this brother for that. All right, all right. That's that. Okay. All right. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So I thought I had one more warm-up video, but I can't seem to find it. Let me just take one more look for it here. I thought I had one more warm-up video. And this is not going to be a long stream tonight, but I wanted to have this discussion here about whether men should get married or not. And again, somebody sent me a video, and it was a video why men over 40 should not get married. And then I went and looked for someone who said they should get married. And these two individuals that I'm going to play here, I did reach out to them and invite them on the show. So maybe we can have a discussion. If they could both come on the same day, that would be great. But, we'll see. I can't find the other video I wanted to play. I don't know. I can't find it. All right. We're not going to belay that. Should have played might as well do this. Yeah, probably. They probably should have played that. Yeah, they probably should have played that one. Might as well do this. All right, here. We'll stop that one. All right, first video is up is this one is called The Mismatch Explains Why 40-Year Relationships Don't Work. Yeah, somebody said something about Rashad Ray. Yeah, listen, I don't, and the crazy thing is, the crazy thing about Rashad is he actually has a doctorate. So why is he doing? I don't even understand why he's doing that. Why he would fake the funk like that. I don't even understand. I don't understand why he would do it. Claiming to have LLMs, which is like an equivalent to a master's degree in law, a JD. I don't know why he's doing that. I don't know why. And these brothers won't, there's a couple of people just won't take their foot off his man's neck. So it's wild to me. So anyway, so this is a guy, let's see here. So this is a psychologist here. And again, I reached out to him. So this is called This Mismatch Explains Why 40+ Relationships Don't Work. So let's listen to this brother as he gets into it here.
If you're over age 40 and dating or would like to find a relationship, you've probably noticed something very, very frustrating. It stalls time after exhausting time because you're not on the same page. But what if the problem isn't that either one of you after divorce, and nobody really takes the time to explain or understand it? In this video, I'm going to show you the 4 main reasons that people want to get married, how men and women rank them differently, and why those rankings shift dramatically after age 40.
Now, what I don't appreciate, or I appreciate is probably a strong word, but I just don't think that he went far enough in that when he talked about those, especially those who have been through divorce. I think that that's kind of a little bit of problematic, because what about people who have never been through divorce and who have never been stained or tainted or hurt or whatever by divorce? So that's just my thoughts about it.
Then we'll talk a little bit about why midlife dating feels less attractive for men. Because if we don't understand and explain this marriage and relationship motivation problem, we'll just continue to fuel the gender war. And that costs good people good relationships. So let's dive into the reasons that men and women want marriage, similarities and differences between them, and what it means for men.
I don't know what that's about. It's all this music here. We're not going to play that. Yeah. I guess this is him doing his thing here. Intimacy versus
both men and women alike get married for a mix of emotional, social, economic, and practical reasons. I put links to all of my source material in the description, so knock yourselves out. The weight of each of those reasons varies, of course, by things like age, individual psychology, and other factors, but the 4 core drivers and their importance are fairly consistent between the genders. We'll get to this in just a moment. When we aggregate men and women together, most reasons they want marriage fall into 4 broad clusters that I'll rank in order right now. And fair warning, I am going to put up some graphics up here because I will be bouncing back and forth between some of these topics. And I think actually having the visual on your screen will help you keep up. All right. So hopefully it's not too bad for those of you who are simply listening. And that those.
Thank you for this, Rhonda. Come on now. Every show we got to do this. Every show we got to tell you guys to hit the like button. Every single show. I mean, what is it? What is it seriously about that? Content creators, in particular, us smaller ones struggle to get some traction or whatever, right? And we're trying to put out some decent content, and you're sitting here watching. Just hit the like button. Just hit it doesn't cost anything. Just hit the like button. Crazy.
Visuals really help. The number one reason we have, again, this is generalized for both men and women. The number one reason they want to get married is bonding and intimacy. At its heart, this is about connection. It's not just attraction, but sustained closeness over time.
Now, he's saying that the number one reason is bonding and connection. I don't know if to get married, he's saying bonding and connection. I don't know. I don't know how much I don't know how much I would assume that to be true. I don't know. I don't know.
Companionship and emotional support live here as well, and marriage promises emotional availability, at least in theory. As the second highest marriage motivation, people want commitment and security, such as reducing uncertainty. Security.
Again, he's saying people. I can probably think that commitment and security is probably number one. I think that's number one, but I may be jaded.
Operates on both emotional and social levels by signaling importance and durability. It reduces the sense that the relationship is temporary. The third reason is family and legacy. Family formation and its legacy is often the third priority that people want marriage. Again, men and women collectively, and we're talking about both of them. Many people marry to have children, to raise them in cultural or religious norms, and a desire to build something that extends beyond just themselves. It's a shared lineage or environment for the next generation. And the fourth reason, main reason, is resource stability. This includes economic and legal benefits that marriage provides, including inheritance, things like asset pooling. And because, let's face it, marriage functions as an economic alliance. At its core, this cluster is about logistical, material, and structural stability.
And I think that this is I'm just seeing something different here. Again, he's saying he's got some links in the description here about where he got the source material from. But I think that in this day and time, resources and commitment and security are probably number one. Or maybe resource and stability, and then commitment and security. So number four, number two, because it's about the paperwork, as we saw that young brother over there before. He's speaking for both genders at any age, not over 40. I don't think he's gotten over 40. I think he's just talking in general about marriage, what people are doing when they're going to get married. He is going to get to people over 40. So right now, this is what he's saying. When they poll people, what are they looking for when they're talking about marriage? And I think that resources is probably number one, I would say, commitment and security. But again, he's saying he has all this information. I think the bonding and intimacy is probably last, because people want to be financially secure before they get married. Now that's the thing. I played another video before about Gen Z. They want security, financial security before they get married. They're not concerned about the bonding and intimacy. They got friends, they got lovers, they got jump offs, whatever. They're not really concerned about that type of thing. So that's my thoughts about it. Number one, commitment and security. Bonding as a middle-aged man, nah. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I think if it's over 40, that list is definitely flipped. Yeah. I think he's going to get to it in a second here.
I want you to take a look at this list that's up right now, and to tell me if everything is totally reasonable with the order that it's in, or if these priorities are wrong in any way. I want to know your opinions. Again.
Yeah, well, we just gave your opinion. We don't think that they're right, brother. We don't think that they're right. So let me close some of these tabs here. I don't know if this is slow on my end here. The poll's looking good. The poll is looking good. Make sure you hit the like button, go over there and hit the polls. Let's continue on here.
All of this that we've spoken about so far is aggregated for all people, men and women alike.
Okay, there we go. Men and women alike, all people, right? There's no ages in that. So that's what he's saying. Bonding and number one, maybe bonding and intimacy, maybe for younger kids. Well, I don't even know. Maybe I don't know. I wonder how old this information is. Because Gen Zs ain't trying to feel this at all.
Overall, what we notice is that across men and women combined, marriage is rarely just about love. It's also about bonding, commitment, family building, and practical stability. And these four clusters that together create the full architecture of a long-term commitment are important to everybody. Now that we have an understanding of that structure, we can examine how the prioritization and definitions of those priorities differ among the genders, and why that difference becomes more pronounced.
Come on, brother. I do think he's straight. I do think he's straight. He's got, if you look through his catalog, and I'll pull it up, when this video is done, you look through his catalog, he's got videos talking about masculinity. And, Black, it's becoming more and more apparent to me that Black male masculinity in the way that we present is a lot different from the way that masculinity presents towards other races, because we've had to go through fires and fightings and growing up in the hood and yada yada yada. But I do believe that this brother is straight. And that's not all. I'm using a general term, but there are some very masculine presenting white men out there. So come on, brother.
Announced later in life. Again, keep along with the visuals here that I'll put up on the screen. as we continue, think in terms of the order of wants and needs that marriage fulfills between the genders. Think in terms of which cluster is important for men and for women at a given stage in life, especially those reaching middle age, 40 or over. Because once we see the structure in less than abstract terms, the differences start to make a lot more sense. So here's the structure. 4 priorities in order: bonding, commitment, family, and stability. But what does all of this mean? How do we contextualize it? And where does it fit for men today? Here's my breakdown. And if you're a man in your 20s or early 30s, all 4 priorities are usually still active. You're looking to.
So that's 20s and 30s for men, right? Bondings and intimacy. So for men, it's bonding and intimacy. You want to get married because you want bonding and intimacy. Oh, if you're 20s and 30s, you definitely want to get married because you want to have sex. No doubt about it, particularly if you're religious or whatever, right? And that would be number 2 for women, because they want, number 1, for women, they want commitment and security. Number 2 for men is they want commitment and security. Want to make sure that you ain't cheating on me, stepping out, make sure them kids is mine, all that kind of stuff, right? And then family and legacy is both number 3, both number 4, right? So, man, I knew he's gonna be cool with you, brother. You see R2D2 in the back; he's all set, right? All right.
Build with somebody. That could be a home, a future, maybe a family legacy. You still want the intimacy and everything else. And at that age, the lower priorities are still in play, even if you don't consciously think about it. That's the age at which people are looking to pair with somebody for the stability, resources, and future family structures. But 15 to 20 years later, things really start to shift.
Right. That's 20s and 30s that they had up on the screen there. Now, 15 years later, you got a little bit more miles on you, men and women. Got a little bit more miles on you. May have gone through a divorce or 2, broken relationships, broken up engagements, etc. Now, and you're older. Where your priorities at now?
What happens when family legacy and resource stability have already been built and then blown up? Because once you move into your 40s, especially after divorce, a huge shift happens. And that's where the real friction begins. Let me explain. When we look at marriage motivations in our 20s and 30s, the lower priorities are still important for men who want to get married. But by 40 plus, again, especially after divorce, the landscape changes. For many divorced men in their 40s and beyond, 2 of those 4 clusters, family and stability, have been destabilized. For 80 to 90% of them, their children are no longer under their direct care, and resource stability has taken a significant hit by way of child support, court costs, losing a home, and simply starting over. His entire identity may have been rewritten by the divorce itself. So when they re-enter the dating market, 40 plus men are not thinking, let's rebuild those bottom layers with somebody new. What they're thinking is, I will never let that level of exposure happen again. So again, have a look here. As a result, their motivations for family and legacy is closed and no longer a priority. They've already been there, done it, and lost it. Likewise, practical and resource stability becomes self-serving. Stability is rebuilt independently and is no longer a reason to get married. By their 40s, never married guys have already achieved stability, and the divorced ones have had it and lost it. So finances are controlled personally, and any future risk is contained. So what's left after family and stability are no longer on the table. It leaves bonding and intimacy. For guys,
He took it completely off. It's not even on the table. I got my kids, and I'm not about to risk my resources anymore. So we're not even talking about that for guys in their 40s. It's not even a conversation anymore. Not even there. No, we ain't talking about that.
those 2 priorities do not disappear with divorce. In fact, in many cases, they intensify for divorced middle-aged men. So for many divorced men over 40, bonding and intimacy, already at the top of their motivations throughout their life, sometimes become the highest to only options, the only options remaining for them, or motivations, I should say. And here's where the friction really starts to play out even more. Many divorced women over 40 have recalibrated differently. Many of them still want the family legacy with their children from a previous man, along with a new resource stability that men in their dating pool are no longer willing to provide. For women,
Woo! Let's play that again. So women in their 40s want resources, and the men are like, we ain't even talking about that. It's prenups. it's we living in a separate homes.
still want the family legacy with their children from a previous man, along with a new resource stability that men in their dating pool are no longer willing to provide. For women, commitment and security is still their main motivation to get married. That's because it signals investment. But for the men that many of them meet, that's the least of two remaining reasons to get married. So now we have two people whose priorities are very different. At 40 plus, many men have only two priorities left: intimacy first and commitment second, while women still have their original four priorities: commitment, followed by intimacy, and then family, and then stability. The last of two, which, again, some divorced men will no longer risk. They've got only two reasons left. The divorced man may think, let's see if we connect intimately first, because I am not rushing into commitment, family, or other resource entanglements. And he thinks that because the others feel risky and he was previously led to legal and financial exposure. Meanwhile, the divorced woman may think, intimacy matters to me, but I need to know and have clarity about what his intentions are. I need commitment as proof of him being serious, and the family and the resource stability, all of it as well. Circling back, in earlier stages, the common lower priorities of family legacy and resource stability are still somewhat in control because they still exist for both men and women, and in the same order. But at 45 and after divorce, there may be no family resources that he's willing, or family or resources that he's willing to share. So midlife dating can feel harder for both because the lower prioritized layers no longer exist for men. He wants intimacy without structural vulnerability. She wants commitment more than anything else. So here's the real question. Are you actually incompatible, or are you prioritizing reasons to get married for different reasons? I want to hear from you guys. If you're divorced and or over the age of 40, what's actually at the top of your list right now? And has it changed since your 20s or before and after divorce? Drop it in the comments because, as I mentioned, no one discusses this, and I'm curious to see what happens in real life.
All right, so let's read through some of these comments here that people put in here. This is his name, Todd Bottom. He does have a psychology degree from DePaul University. Let's see. Marriage. Let me make this a little bit bigger here so you guys can see it. Marriage used to signal that a man has his life together. Now it signals he likes to gamble. Okay. Agree. Going through family court once is enough to traumatize you for 10 lifetimes. I haven't even considered dating, and it's 7 years later. Mid-70s, never married. Both my older siblings, silent generation, first marriages went down in flames. One remarried, one didn't. I can count on one hand the number of people I know from high school and college who are still married to their first spouse. With women, there has been a standoff. I would not offer commitment until I got the bonding and intimacy. They would not offer true intimacy until they got married. I've run into that kind of thing, right? They're not going to give you all of them until you're married. You know, Kevin Samuels used to talk about this. Let me just make sure, see if I can make this a little bit bigger here. No, it's not the one. Hold on here. I don't. Let me cancel this here. News layout, picture in picture. This one, big cam. All right, we'll do this one. All right, let's see here. Big cam, this one. Yeah, let me take care of this fair use here. With women, there has been a standoff. I would not offer commitment until I got bonding and intimacy. Right. This is where you're running into where Kevin Samuels used to say, you know, why are you withholding it now and you're over 40? I'm just saying what the man was saying. So you guys argue amongst that a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you what to think and how to think. Not being obligated to provide for other people under the penalty of jail time has allowed me great freedom in my life and the ability to always walk away from untenable situations. Married men have never had that freedom, and the bonding and intimacy I have received in life is nowhere near worth giving up that freedom. My ex and I were married in our mid-20s, and this list seems spot on. So, I mean, there's a bunch of different guys, obviously guys in here chiming in, more than likely who have been through divorce themselves, dealing with that type of thing. So, yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys have to say too. Does this list uh, um, comport with your findings, your reality? Are you a lady? Are you a woman who has had difficulties trying to get men to, number one, share resources or to take marriage seriously, or are you running into men who are marriage is just off the table, just off the table completely? Marriage is for children. Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that. BGS, welcome. Uh, respect and admiration, respect and admiration, and being coachable, top of my list. Being feminine and soft. I like the way he structured his thought. What does being feminine and soft means? Okay, did somebody say that? I don't know. Withholding emotional intimacy until marriage. I think physical intimacy. High vibe. There, women are often holding physical intimacy or giving all of them until marriage. Feminine is being a woman and not having masculine energy. No one wants to be with a woman that acts like a man. Uh, men, men alike, Makanen, welcome. Getting married over 40 is a bad deal that leads to debt. Men don't benefit from marriage. It's just a loss and defeat through child support and alimony. What's up, old school? Well, um, let's see. Good evening to you, beauty. The beauty of his word. Where would you respect? Where would respect and admiration fall in these two left over for men over 40? All right, so that's one. That's one particular video. Next one is kind of short, like it. It's 10 minutes or so. And we'll get to this now here. We do have a poll question up. Make sure you get over there and answer that. Click on it, hit the like button. And again, I'd like to hear you guys, in particular from ladies right now. If you're a lady and you run into men who have refused to share their resources, refused to talk about family, refused to talk about marriage, completely off the table, etc. Pretty good votes coming in right now. 50% say yes, 18% say no to the poll question: should men over 40 get married? And 31% say maybe. That's interesting. Come on, y'all. Hit the like button. We got over 60 people in here. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. All right. So we'll put this brother up on the screen here. So this brother is a graduate of Michigan. Again, I'm just saying that not because having higher levels of degrees makes you someone or makes you someone important, but people put doctors and all this kind of stuff in front of their names, and we're running into people who don't have these degrees anymore. So, which is kind of frustrating, but whatever. All right. So this brother is Alden. What's his name? Alduan Tart, and I guess he's been on CNN and HLN, a couple of different things. So, and this is why men should marry: the benefits of marriage for husbands. Okay, well, let's hear what this brother has to say. I will give him a like. I want you guys to give me some likes as well. Why are single men sharing resources? It's a good question. That's a good question, BGS. Why are single men sharing resources? Probably because they want to prove that they have the resources so that they can get married. So the woman will choose them. I mean, that's the way it's always been. I can show you that I can provide. I can show you that I have the resources, the ability to take care of you and any offspring that we bring into the world. And of course, as you said before, it's about children. So if you're not planning to have children, should you have to share those resources? Should you have to prove that you are in a financial place to support someone? Should you be supporting someone? If you're a 45-year-old guy, you meet a 40-year-old woman, you both have jobs and careers, should you be obligated to support someone? You got to pay for every single day. You got to pay for her hair, makeup, nails. That was the first video I played, right? It's maybe the second video. I Papito, or whatever his name is. All the things that you lose. You lose your money, your time, your resources. This is all the things that men lose: money, time, resources. What do you gain? What do you gain? Weight for yourself, for the woman. This is what we're dealing with here. Men have been evasive about marriage, can't say much about resources. I haven't asked them to share theirs, LOL. What would that look like to you, High Vibe? I respect you, what you would say. What would that look like to you if you ask a man to share resources? Would that be just about paying for dates, taking you on vacations, making sure your hair, nails are done? If you got a flat tire or you need an oil change, would you expect, and this is any lady can answer this, would you expect a man to have to at least offer? I mean, is that something that you need as a 40-plus-year-old woman? I mean, what exactly are we talking about here? What exactly are we talking about here? Nope, that's why 50% works. Yeah, precisely, Dr. Know the facts. Yeah, this is what men are going to lose. So this brother right here is going to try to convince. Now, this video is 2 years old. Again, I did reach out to both of these brothers, so let's see if they come on and have a discussion about this particular topic here. But let's play a little bit of this here.
I want to get your opinion on something. We talk a lot about women needing to get married and men being the prize, and we have all these products, me included, for women who are looking to date seriously and get married. But you know what? You know what the missing conversation is? Men. When I think about it, men really need to be focused on getting married more than women. I know you say, well, why is that the case? Because when you really think about it,
the brothers in here, I can hear you guys' eyes rolling. I can hear it.
Single men, as they get older, actually have worse health outcomes. Did you know that married men are happier, healthier, and wealthier when they aggregate the data? That means when they put it all together and they take all married men, they compare them around men the same age, same sex, same gender, who are single. Married men are in general happier, healthier, wealthier. Now, of course, there are exceptions and outliers to that rule, but what it shows.
And black men, unfortunately, are those outliers, right? We are the outliers to those types of things. In particular, the health outcomes. We're not healthier. We don't live longer. So the benefits that traditionally help other races of men get married, or they should get married, are not applicable to black men. I can't recall. I remember talking about this before, but I can't recall if it's the same for financially. It may be the same financially, where black men who get married do better financially. I can't recall that at the top of my head, but I do know that the health benefits are not there. I've had many offers, but I turned them down. Why? Because that's his money. We were just dating. Many offers to pay for dates or offers for marriage. The beauty of his word. Why? Because that's his money. And okay, so if you were in a marriage, would you then expect him to pay for hair, makeup, nails, pay for your car to get fixed, etc.? Well, we gotta try to be fair here, man. I try to be fair. I had one who was very negative. This guy's gonna be very positive. So he's gonna give I think he's a Christian counselor too. So he's gonna give a Christian perspective as well. To be honest, financial assistance is not a need, but it's nice if he checks if I'm okay. I would never accept if it's a vacation, we can go half. Okay, cool. I've never expected a man to share his resources. Have they offered? Yes. Okay, well, that's the expectation. Well, them offering is great, but you have not expected it. Okay, well, that's good to have some sane ladies in here. So
is that marriage really does benefit us as men. And all these podcasts of single men who are in either no relationship or had dysfunctional relationships, I think it's really have men in the wrong direction. I think it's misconstrued the reality of what's going on. Married men get married for a reason, brothers. All right, and sisters, like y'all think, oh, where am I find a man? Like, who wants to get married? Like, any man who wants to be happier, healthier, and wealthier. All right, in general.
If you want to be happy, healthy, and wealthier, okay. I mean, all right.
Right. right? So think about it. Now, right now, if you were watching this as a single man, you'd be like, man, I'm not feeling this from Dr. Tart, right? I don't want to marry, right? But do you want relationships? If you're not pro marriage, are you pro relationship? Are you really never, ever, ever going to date a woman again? You're never going to have a relationship. You're just going to have a random tryst with women. You're just going to hook up with women. You're never going to have a relationship. Do you really believe that? 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, in your 50s, in your 60s, when you retire, you're never going to settle down? Do you know that puts you in the bottom category, especially if you're an African American male, of life expectancy? I mean, for real, think about the value that a woman brings, right? This is why men stay married. I know you hear the narrative of maybe some men being unhappy in marriage, but most men are happy in marriage. You just don't see them because they're not on Instagram. They're not on Facebook talking about it. You just see them at the ballpark with their sons and daughters. You see them at dance recitals. You see them on marriage retreats. You see them in church. You see them with their ring on at dinner. You get what you see them on the golf course.
I don't high vibe. I don't do that. I don't do that. No, I don't do that. You were getting your hair and makeup and nails done before we got together. Why is it my responsibility now? I don't do that. So I'm curious if men are doing that too. I'm curious. Let me know. I'm not gonna start doing it. But yeah. And you're talking about evaporating, man. You know, all this love bombing. You know, ladies talk a lot about love bombing in the beginning that men do. But one thing that men are really, really scared of, and nobody really talks about. I don't know if he's going to talk about it. I have not watched this video. But one thing that men are scared of is, you get married and the sex stops. The sex stops. That's one of the biggest things that men are concerned about. Meanwhile, my obligation can't stop. I got to still pay bills. I still got to be the protector provider, but now the sex stops. As a man, I love my peace and freedom, and the system ain't going to get the best of me. So forget about proposing on your knees. Yeah. Sugar babies. The bait and switch. Absolutely. This is what we're talking about here, man. That's what we're talking about.
Right? You see them having fun, right? You see them on dates. All right. That's the majority of men. And the older you get, it's going to be more the majority. Who really wants to be an old?
I wonder how, I am one who's never comfortable with making that statement that the majority of married men are happy. I mean, how do you even get to that number that the majority of, that would be 51% of married men are happy? Given that any year 50% of marriages fail, how do you even get to that number? How can anybody make that statement? I don't understand. And maybe I haven't seen the data that would say that. I don't know, but how can you say that? And those who are living separately in the same home, they don't no longer sleep together, no longer sleep in the same bed, have different rooms. I don't even understand how anybody can say that. The system has gotten all of us. Child support is another form of slavery. Women were bamboozled by the system. It has become a financial out for reckless decisions. I just had this. That's a great statement there, High Vibe. I had the exact conversation yesterday, as a matter of fact. It was such a good conversation. I wish I recorded it, but. And it was actually in reaction to the video I did, that we did the other day about can ladies be held accountable? And that statement right there, right, is become making reckless decisions and somebody else is bailing you out. Making reckless decisions and the government is bailing ladies out. And people were mad at me for just one particular person was mad at me because I was talking about this. Like, why are you mad at me? Because I'm asking a question. didn't watch the video, but you're asking the question about why we're trying to hold ladies accountable. Because there's bad decisions going on out here. But does the cooking stops if the sex stops? Just asking for a friend. Well, this is the problem, right? I mean, sometimes it does, right? Sometimes things stop. I think that's why, you can't, I don't think either party should get comfortable. I think that, I think that either party should not get comfortable. I think that marriage changes things. I think the signing of the document changes things. And once that comfort sets in and stops things, I think that's problematic. If the guy was always bringing you roses once a week and now you get married, he's no longer doing that, that's a problem. I think that if if the sex stops, if he was paying for hair and makeup and nails before, and now he's not doing it anymore because he's married, he's got you. He doesn't think he needs to treat you like a queen anymore. I think that's problematic on both sides. But I'm trying to give the male perspective tonight as to why that would be, that men are so hesitant and reluctant, particularly for those who are over 40, for those who have been divorced, for those who have raised their kids, for those who have been divorced, got and built up something now again for the second time. Why would you even try to risk that again? Why? What would be the reason for it? Yes, a lot of white and Hispanic female friends sleep in different rooms from their husbands. I know that. I mean, my time in the police department, I went, obviously, I'm getting a skewed vision of it. Most of the time when police in your home, there's some issue, some problem. But a lot of times I was in people's homes for non-criminal activities, right? People would have, medical emergencies, or their houses were burglarized, and you see people sleeping in different rooms. Like, what's going on here? I'm thinking this in my mind, so I don't want to live like that. So, but it's not a bailout if the guy doesn't have money. But then again, why are the lady, again, asking the question, why are the ladies sleeping with these types of men? Why are you sleeping with the type of man who doesn't have the financial security to take care of you and your children should one come into the world? Uh, Crazy. You have essentially served a black male to the criminal justice system exactly where they wanted to be, tethered to a record and limiting his ability to financial head of the household. Well, we know that's the plan. We know that's the plan. Y'all hit the like button. Where are we at with the likes? Hit the like button. And we do have a poll going on. I'd like to know the answer to the poll there. So we'll play a little bit more of this.
Lonely man. Now, if you're single and happy, I'm not knocking you, brother. I'm not saying that marriage is for everyone. It is not. Some of you are not equipped to get married. Some of you have been too hurt to give it a shot. Some of you have too many trust issues, but you have to get over those anyway because you're never going to have a relationship. And then some of you marriage is not for you, and you're going to be fine, right? But you're going to have to take care of yourself. So when we start looking at it, brothers, this is a plea, man. I really want you to start working on your relationship skills, really getting serious, pull away from these podcasts and look at these brothers. Like, when we look at probably the podcast father, may he rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, look at how he passed. May he rest in peace. Look at how he passed, right? And so when we look at it, like, man, how he passed, I don't want that to be me. I don't want it to be health concerns, excessive energy drinks, right? With a random woman, a wife would have been on top of that. So, hey, babe, you need to come off these energy drinks. You need to eat better. You need to pivot your podcast and pivot your platform in a different way that doesn't cause you so much stress and so much anxiety. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to take all these supplements that raise your heartbeat that cause you to have a heart attack or whatever the
I do think, again, I certainly have love and respect for Kevin Samuels. I do think that there is a point to that. I do think that there's a point to that. He did a show like 5 nights a week. Maybe he should have cut that back. And maybe a good woman in his life could have told him, listen, you need to cut this back. You got a good show. You got something going on here. 5 nights a week might be too much. Maybe do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Maybe do it just on Friday nights. You know, so I don't think that that's necessarily a negative thing there. Something for all of us to consider as we get older. You can't work yourself to death. Something you got to take care of your health. There is something to be said for that. These Sims will do whatever not to offend hyenas. What's up, Gregory Scotland? Let's see. That's not necessarily so. Let's see. Your finances and trust and put in your child support's parents. Or place your finances in a trust and put in your child's or parents' names. That should solve the issue, in my opinion. All these football players and sports players, they're going to catch on to that in a little bit. They're not going to continue to lie to allow these sports players to hide their finances. They're not going to allow that. They're not going to allow that. Sooner or later, I mean, these judges are going to catch on. So, yeah, I get it. He was making a lot of money. He was definitely making some money. So, and once you start making it, you want to keep it up. I get it. I understand. But now that wisdom that we needed, is gone. And this goes to any line of work that you're in. You know, I again, you know, being in law enforcement, the average age for corrections officers and police officers when they retire is like 5 and 6 years after they retire. Because they do a lot of overtime, because of the stress, because of poor diets, and it catches up with them. Older guys have cracked the code on manipulation. Yeah, definitely. And that's why we're all having these conversations. That's what the red pill space is about, having these types of conversations so we don't get manipulated, so we don't get used by the court systems, so we don't fall into these different traps. I agree. And I'm glad that we're having this information. It's information I wish I would have had at a younger age. I'm glad that these young boys out here getting this information. I'm glad about it. Wives do become nurses to their spouses. Many are usually reluctant patients because they don't take their health seriously. I wouldn't say, or it guarantees better health. Well, again, in particular, the Black community, but it's certainly a start. And if we could all get together and eat right and exercise together and go for walks together, it could be bonding time, that intimacy time that people are looking for, going for a walk together. It's available now, right? We got to have these conversations. I don't know about the smart cigar smoking and sipping brown liquor on his lives. I don't know about that, but he did drink the Red Bulls. It depends on the man if he's been married before, but if he does it for the first time, he should maybe be with one that's overseas. There's a difficulty in men who have been married before and women who haven't been married before. There's a difficulty in their compatibility because if you just want a simple life as a guy, right? A guy's looking to settle down, relax, chill, and you know, if you're looking for all the things that the first guy was talking about, the previous video that I played, you know, this other stuff, that may not be it for you. What's up, D-Name? Generation X was not informed. Absolutely. There was a lot of stuff I wish I knew.
Whatever the cause of death was, you know, you can just be here with me and we can be chill and we can have a meaningful life together. We can work through whatever issues we have. We don't have to chase younger women and drink all these energy drinks and have a heart attack in the midst of intimacy. I mean, it's really sad, right? And so I don't want that to be you, brothers. I'm not saying you're going to die that way. I'd never wish that on anyone. And I'm sad that happened to Kevin. The reality is, though, is that it's a different lifestyle when you get married. Think about it. I'm going to break this down really quickly. Wealth, probably 2 incomes, probably 2 retirements, probably 2 IRAs. If you're wealthy, 2 investment portfolios. If I'm being honest, 2 parents, if they pass, sending money down, legacy, right? That's wealth.
So that is definitely one thing that I after being married the first time, I demand, and man, even though I didn't lose anything in my first marriage, I said to myself, the next woman that I do marry has to have something. And I married a teacher. She has to have something. She has to have her own financial retirement, because I wasn't going to risk losing my pension. I gambled with that one time, through the craps, and I wasn't going to do it again. So definitely, if you're a guy out there and you are planning to get married, if you're a guy out there over 40 and you're planning to get married, you got to have a woman who has something. She's got to have her own retirement, IRA, 401k, whatever it is, she's got to have her own. She's got to. Even if you're a young man, you can't take that. I mean, these are all the risks and gambles. I'm not saying it's easy to make these decisions. I have long conversations with my son about what to expect and what I wish I knew, and what I wish someone had told me. I tell my son, and it's difficult to navigate this, because the ladies want someone who makes more than them, who that they can some way, somehow, some shape, form, or fashion look up to. But then if they have a child, you start a family, presumably you would want them to stay home with the children and raise them to a certain level and certain degree. Um, so are you placing yourself in some type of financial risk? And if you bring children into the world, that they are essentially belong to the state, and the state is going to mandate or dictate who gets them the financial support. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. In my family, all the women outlive their husbands. So history is a prologue. I should just chill. Yeah. Yeah. I can't say that a man over 45 who's done it before should do it again. I can't give that advice. Just take care of yourself, have a good community, eat right, exercise, etc. But to do it again, particularly if you've been through it once and you've gone through all the stuff that this family court system in this country will put you through, and you want to do it again, I'm not the one to ask for it. Now, if you want to go ahead and do it, go ahead. And I certainly, somebody talked about, nurses and purses and all that kind of stuff. Listen, I don't think that's fair either. If you all sick up and stuff, and now you want to put yourself in some woman, I think that's kind of messed up and foul, quite honestly. Get yourself together. Get yourself together.
Oh, I'm just being honest. If one of you wants to go to school or pursue something as a couple, this is what power couples do. Hey, I'm gonna go for this. You hold this down. I'm gonna go and buy this business that could 10x, 20x, 100x, right? Those brothers and sisters who get with these big time, investors, and we have a lot of them in Atlanta who do extremely well. You know who you are, that just hit the jackpot on buying these businesses, or you go buy a laundromat that brings in $50,000-$60,000 a year. Y'all know, all right.
And listen, nobody has a problem. All that sounds good, man, but the gamble, the risk, if things go wrong, and all this intertwining and untangling that you have to do if things go wrong and go sour and go awry, and you love each other today, but 5 years later, 10 years later, you start hating each other, right? That woman that you married is not the same person anymore. And they want this and they want that, and you can become devastated with this. And that's just financial stuff, which you can get back. You got to work hard. Okay, you got to get it back. But then the risk of not seeing your children, that was always it for me. Again, I didn't have a father, but getting with someone and then the potential of losing that access to my children was just something I just couldn't bear. I just couldn't bear. Come on now, y'all hit the like button. We're less than half. 36 likes, 77 watching. Hit the like button now. And answer the poll question. Hit the like button. Answer the poll question. Hit the like button. If you're watching this in the future on the replay, hit the like button. I've seen some videos of mine, 1,000 likes, 1,000 views and all that. Some of these topics aren't already popular, but then 1,000 views, 1,500 views, 2,000 views, 50 likes. Come on now. Hit the likes.
So that's wealth, right? You're going to miss out on that opportunity, or you have to do it all on your own. Brothers, let's be real. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure. And I'm way up here, man. Some of my brothers, some of y'all just trying to make ends meet. Some of y'all don't even have a retirement account. You get what I'm saying? And so you combine wealth. What about health? Man, your wife is going to look out for you. She's going to make sure you're not eating all that pork. You're not eating all that beef. You're not drinking all that alcohol. You know the truth about vaping and weed, and, smoking. All of it's bad for you. Forget the marketing. It's bad for you, right? When you look at the long-term outcomes, your libido is going to start going down. You're going to start losing testosterone. Health's going to be overweight, obese, stressed, not going to be able to perform in the bedroom. You're going to have cancer scare. You're going to have gastric bypass, gastrointestinal problems. You might have to get your gallbladder removed or go through a round of chemo. I'm just saying, y'all, like all this stuff is coming. And if you have a wife that's there who's like, babe, let's eat better. Let's balance this thing out. Let's go. The things wives do. Or maybe you don't know. Let's go talk to this fitness coach. Let's talk to your primary care physician. Let's try this.
I definitely agree. I agree with what he's saying there. Get yourself together. Make sure you get yourself together. What is up with Anton Daniels there? I mean, did he get caught cheating or what's up with that? I can't find out what the bottom of that is. Marijuana is not bad for you. Okay. The power couple for Black folks is usually financial equality, meaning they earn the same or the couple in the business together. I think that's great, man. I think that the good stuff in marriage is great, but when it goes bad, it goes bad. Or is she doing the same thing? Yeah, y'all might be smoking weed together. Isn't that what Chris Rock said? If you smoke crack, your girl got to smoke crack with you.
Let's try this new healthy, water, all this kind of stuff that wives do to preserve not only their husband, but their families. So you're healthy and your wife is making sure you go to the doctor, right? Single men, I know, haven't been to the doctor in 5-6 years. There's no one pressuring them to go. And then you're happier because loneliness, if you're lonely, like you get to a point, and I see a lot of men in this practice.
It's seltzer water I just cracked open, y'all. Don't seltzer water.
Right. And older men come in and say, look, it's time for me to settle down. I need to work on my fidelity issues. I need to work on my financial issues. I need to work on my communication skills. I need to work on my ability to communicate because I can't be single, man. This is awful. Right.
I'm not going to tell you it's awful. It's not awful for me, but this is his spiel here. 70% of married Black men are in this middle class compared to only 20% of never married Black men, and 44% of divorced Black men. Institute of Family Studies Black men who have made it in America. Yeah. I was saying that I think I wasn't sure about the financial numbers, but definitely I know I've covered this in previous shows. I just can't remember off the top of my head, but I do know that Black men who physically, the physical benefits of marriage don't go both ways. And I would go to BGS's point. Y'all smoking crack together. Y'all smoking weed together. Y'all eating pork together. You got to stop that, right? I can't agree about weed. People keep asking me if I smoked since I've been retired. I have not smoked. I have not smoked. I lived a good life. Some people did say they're going to give me some brownies, but they never did. So I've never done that. So ethical non-monogamy. uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, but not enough women understand finances, economics, or the big picture. And that's what men are looking at, man. The finances, economics. We don't want to get ruined again. We don't want to get ruined again. Yeah. Yeah. It's not it's definitely being single is definitely not a death sentence.
I want what my married brothers have now. I want the picture in the pajamas on the holidays. I want to go to the ballpark. I want to be going to Greece and Jamaica and Costa Rica and shoot.
You can't do that when you're single? You can't do that when you're single? Yeah, I know. I guess I'll be careful with the brownies and the gummies, huh? Gummies are the best. Let's rewind this a little bit there.
On the holidays. I want to go to the ballpark. I want to be going to Greece and Jamaica and Costa Rica and shoot, I even take Hilton Head, right? With someone I care about who's a friend I can do life with and talk about my dreams and ambitions so you're happier. And what we know from the research is that if you report feeling lonely, you increase your mortality rate by 29%. 29%. Depression increases 50 doubles actually. Doubles, right? Chances of stroke 29% greater. You get what I'm saying? If you're older, chance of dementia 50% greater. Why? You don't have anyone there to have stimulation to talk. And if you read the book Ikigai, it talks about this Japanese community where they keep they have 100. People live to 100. Centenarians and super centenarians, they live to 100, 100 plus. That they're around their families, right? They keep them connected. So it's nothing for a great grandpa to live in the same house with his great grandson, great granddaughter, right? They keep their communities connected. Why? Being around people helps you live. It gives you, when they say having kids makes you young, being around your family makes you young, right? And if you don't have family, you don't have a connection, you don't have someone to go home to and share your life with, you're in a world of trouble. So my brothers, I hope you feel my heart, that it is heartfelt. It is not judgmental. I am not saying that married men are superior to single men. I just want you to simply think about in your own life, can you really go through life being single with random women and the relationships in because you can't commit? All right, my brothers, I love you. God bless. I want you to get serious about commitment, fidelity, and marriage. God bless.
All right, so that's that brother there, man. Go over there and give him a like as well as the other brother I had up there, Todd Boomer. Todd, I can't remember his last name. What's his last name? Todd something. I can't remember. So anyway, go over there, give him brothers a like. These are their thoughts, right? So you gotta put it together for yourself. I myself, man, I just don't want that. I just don't want the or at least I wrestle with. Let me put it like this: I wrestle with the government. Well, no, I don't want the government in my business. And anyone who is going to be in my life, it can't be government backed. It's just too much to risk. I don't want these feelings of settling down or being saddled down, I should say. I don't want the feeling of being saddled down, being my finances are at risk. So yeah. All right. So that's it for tonight. I'd like to know your thoughts, your opinions there. You guys can hit me up. I know a lot of guys in the chat were saying it's not worth it, and this guy sounds like, these guys sound kind of beta, and they sound kind of, that they don't want to, trying to. Last guy was trying to convince people to do it. I mean, you think what you think. You think what you think. So we got about 70 votes in here. So 39% say yes. That's kind of a large number there. That's a large number. 40% of the people in the chat here tonight believe that men should get married. Men over 40 should get married. 29% say no, and 33% say maybe. If there's a maybes out there, anyone who's put down maybe, let us know before we check out for tonight what your criteria is for maybes. Let us know what the criteria is for maybe. I'd like to know that, and I will heed your advice there, High Vibe, as to one gummy at a time. I will heed your advice as to one gummy at a time. Thank you so much, AJC33 for the $2 and Lamar for the $4.99. I do appreciate that. I'd like to know what your criteria are for the maybes. Anyone who has put that down. What is your maybes? I'm not lonely, but at peace and content. Yeah. Yeah. What's the maybe about? If you found the right woman, Lamar, would you consider tying the knot? And you said you would get a prenup. Do the maybes consist of prenups? Is that why you would do it again? Even Crimson Cure used to point out to the skeptical woman who just insist on state marriages. I got to check out that episode. I haven't watched her in a while. And listen, I think that and I had two friends, Anita, and I continue to go back and forth about this. If you watch my other channel, Dr. B, he and I continue to go back and forth about this. Actually, you know, I might have a video that I sent him about this topic. Let me see if I can find it. Instagram. I sent this one, so it might not be but and you know, sometimes people are just stuck in where they are. And they just believe that marriage, particularly as Christian people, that this is the way to go. Okay, here's a lady who's going to say why we need to get married why we need to marry privately without a license. Let's check out this lady here. This is one I sent to Dr. B. If you're not subscribed to my other channel, him and I, Faith and Justice, go over there and check that one out. So I sent this to Dr. B the other day, so let's check it out here.
I know you want to marry privately without a marriage license, because the fact is a marriage license does not create a marriage. It creates a contract with the state. And when we create this relationship with the state and invite them in, we are giving them power to interfere with our sacred union. Marriage existed long before the governments, courts, and paperwork. It was formed in divine law, in covenant between two souls and their creator. You do not need permission from a system to love, commit, and join in sacred union. Marriage license is not proof of love. It is not proof of covenant. License is simply a government registration for them to control you and put you under their jurisdiction, simply to govern you. Covenant is spiritual, intentional, and sovereign. When two people stand before their creator, that is a covenant. They're declaring their union, and that is marriage. Other fact is the state can record things, but the state does not create sacred bonds. A relationship and union with your creator does not require a courthouse, a clerk, or a fee. Now, here's what does matter. Here's the action to take and what to know. Proper documentation reflects your intention, covenant, your protection, and your private. I know you want to marry privately without.
All right, so that's that young lady's thoughts, and I continue to have this debate with people. We're not talking about, you know, and of course, some of these individuals, in particular, Dr. B and Dr. Tart there that I just played, they come from a Christian perspective, and I'm not saying you can't do a Christian marriage, but why does the state have to be intertwined with that? And if their objective is to get more people, more men, and to be in these monogamous committed relationships, whether they're not so-called sleeping around or having sugar babies or whatever their objections are, then why not consider a more a spiritual marriage? And they just their arguments just don't convince me. We talked about that, but I think you would get a lot more men. One of the biggest reasons that I think that men don't want to do it is because they don't want the financial risk. They don't want to take that gamble anymore. They don't have a problem with being monogamous. They don't have a problem with anything else. They just don't want to take that marriage anymore. Take the risk of divorce, I should say. What percentage of those watching are men? I think there's a lot of ladies watching. I think most of them don't say anything. That's what I think. The vast majority of my I think it's 70% of my followers are ladies. So maybe consists of a prenup for me, yes. Yeah, Gen Z has already definitely walked away. Crimson had a sacrament marriage, possibly Dr. Thunder also. I don't know. Did he? I don't know. I can't remember. I think he and I talked about it. I don't remember what his marriage is, though. He may be in the building, too. I don't know. If he watches this, he'll comment, though. Let's see. Drop your what are you talking about today, Chaos? It's 2026. I've been here for a year. You're not very logical. Okay. You got going back and forth in the chat here. Oh, I'm using this. Never getting married now. Yeah, this is what it is. I think that government piece of paper messes. I think that government piece of paper messes everything up. I really do. Blue socks. My maybe depends on her attitude, her debt load, if she has children already, what kind of family she comes from, her credit, how she manages money, and enthusiasm for shaking the headboard. Okay, well, I appreciate that. Hopefully, you're the one shaking the headboard there, right? Well, I guess it depends on however you want to get down, brother. Whatever you like it, I love it, man. I appreciate that $10 too. I do believe in spiritual in marriage, but spiritual only. Yeah, I would give it that, man. I would definitely give it that. I would definitely, yeah. The state, the courts, yeah, 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 yeah. And listen, all the other stuff in there is important too, right? The family she comes from, her credit, how she manages money. That's all important stuff, man. That's all important. That's all important. Definitely. Definitely. All right, y'all. I thought that was be a good topic there. I'm gonna try to go live maybe Wednesday night, maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So again, let me say thank you to everyone. AJC 33 with the collection plate, Lamar with the $4.99, Blue Sox with the $10. Appreciate it. And AJC again with the $2. I do appreciate you guys and all that. So make sure you watch. If you're watching this in the future, make sure you hit the like button. And let's see where we have the poll here. It's still we got over 70 votes, and 39% say yes, 29% say no, and 32% say maybe. Are there any other maybes? Are there any other maybes in here? I appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. Are there any other maybes in here? And if so, what would be your maybe? What would be your maybe? Ray Alexander, how could a couple transfer generation wealth to their children without a state recognized legal marriage? I think you can still get wills, you can still get trusts, right? And I would say, I think wills and trusts, although I'm not a lawyer, obviously got to do your homework and talk to people. But I would also say in particular if you're over 40, I'm 53. I can't see doing it with the state, right? I want my kids to get my stuff, have wills and trusts for my house, for whatever the few pennies that I have in the bank. What what do I need that piece of paper for? What do I need that piece of paper for? I don't need that. Yeah, estate planning doesn't need all that. Wills, trusts, you can do all that. Certainly talk to someone who's more knowledgeable than I, you know. So yeah, y'all make sure you hit the like button. One thing about this space, man, we got to do our due diligence and ask these difficult questions and push ourselves to become better. And that means asking questions. That means pushing ourselves educationally. Things we don't know, we got to be willing to find out. We have to, get in the gym, eat right, exercise, you know. So all that is important. And the things that we don't know about family planning, in particular for Black people, the things we don't know, we should find out. We got to ask those questions. We got to ask those questions. Another maybe, if the people in her family are married, that way she is less likely to have miserable aunties to ruin things. Oh, that's important, brother. That is important. That is important. That is well said. Maybe because as cliche as it sounds, never say never. You might meet that one chick. That first couple of videos I played, that chick was bad. She was bad. I mean, she was smoking. So I can't be mad at that, brother. I probably would have locked it down too, man. You got 5 kids like this? No, I definitely would have did no 5 kids. But if you pumped out a couple of kids, well, let me say it nicely. If this woman that you have been with is giving you some nice children, listen, brother. I mean, what's wrong with locking her down? So you still and you got kids with her, but you still might want to consider other forms of estate planning and all that. So childless people leave wealth to their relatives, children, or non-related younger people all the time. Yeah. Yeah, I got people constantly email me about my vernacular. I don't sound like an educated professional, so I'm trying to watch that a little bit more here. So. Let's see. Most of the cats in this space are from 30 and 40 plus crowd. Well, these are the brothers who need that education because they're about to either they're making mistakes, they're in the middle of a mistake, or they're going to make those mistakes in the future. Can you drop your you can't tell us what you're going to talk about tonight? Chaos. Go and I don't know. Can you drop your link? I don't know. What are you going to talk? You can't tell us what you're going to talk about. So yeah, so most people are 30, 35 plus crowd. They need to understand, what's in front of them. Yeah. Like I said, people have been talking to me about that, so I just sound more professional. Yeah. All right. Let me see if Kay is going to tell us. Are there any more maybes? We had some good maybes. The maybes were very thought provoking. What type of family she comes from, whether they're married, what kind of money management skills she has. Yeah, all that is important. Peaceful Life is nice content. Yeah. Peaceful Life is trying to get it done over there. So these are things we got to consider. We got to have these conversations. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just going to tell you what you should think about, what you should consider. That's the way I think. If you want to get married, go ahead and get married. Don't let anybody talk you out of it. You find a woman that you want to marry, go ahead and do it. If you find a woman you want to have a commitment ceremony with, and you are dead set against the government and your business, go ahead and do it. Think about the pros and cons, weigh them, and make a decision. All right, let me try to give you a wrench here, man. Let's see here. Add as moderator. I think this is it. Yeah. What's up, Ranger? Another maybe for some her age. If she wants marriage at 40, it's likely because she's tired after giving the best years to Pookie. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't ask those questions. I just assume that she's done whatever. I just assume it. Now, maybe I'm wrong for asking that one of those questions. Now, certainly other ways that I would get the information is checking out her demeanor, how she dressed, how she acts, because I'm a very conservative person. So I would not be with a woman who was overly sexual, and etc. For example, had I, the first couple of videos that I played, the couple who got married at the courthouse, it was good that she went down, she was willing to go to the courthouse, but her slit was just a little bit too high for me, right? And she had a tattoo on her upper thigh. Those are kind of telltale signs that to me that there's could be a problem. But I came from a very conservative background, so I would not be in that type of I would not get in that type of environment. But I hear what you're saying. And she's tired. She give her best years to Pookie. Listen, and again, here's what's going to be important for me is you got to have good sex, right? If you've been giving yourself to Pookie and you're going to come in here and be stiff as as Blue Sox said, right? The enthusiasm for shaking the headboard, right? That's got to come. And if you're not enthusiastic about that, because I'm not about to sign up for something, and this is what I talked about before when people were the ladies, not all of them, certainly not all of them, would sometimes be reluctant to put forth a good effort in the bedroom because they want to lock you down first. Well, again, the question that men are asking is, did you make anyone else wait? Did you make anyone else do whatever? And if you want to give yourself to other people and not give yourself wholly to me, right? The first guy talked about given this, this mismatch that is going on here. Ladies want the commitment. Ladies want commitment, where the guys want, sex. And ladies also want resources. Well, if you want my resources, then you got to, we got to be able to meet each other in the middle here. And if you're not willing to do that, then that becomes problematic. That becomes problematic if you're not willing to meet each other, right? Speaking of R. Kelly, right? You got what I need, right? And let's get together and get this money. So you got what I want, I got what you need. Let's get together and get this money. So these are all things that people got to think about. And if you're 40 plus and you want to hold back, and it's difficult. It's difficult, but these are things people got to think about. These are things that people have to think about. Conservative structure. Yeah. That's Chaos Reigns show. I still know what you're talking about, brother. Can't even tell us the topic. Let's see. Conservative structure. Yeah. Conservative isn't good enough anymore. Now they got to be radical. Conservative is now the new liberal. Yeah. Trad wife movement is a flop. Conservative women still trying to con men into government marriage. They claim traditional name, but in lifestyle, etc. How I've said, I voted maybe. Do what you feel. Don't feel pressured to be anything that doesn't fit your goals or purpose in life. I can see that. I can definitely see that. What does meeting in the middle regarding intimacy look like? I'm gonna try to keep this as PG and as professional as I can. All right. So there's certain things I like to do, and I get that a lady may not want to. Well, first of all, I think that if you're gonna get in the bedroom at all, then it's got to be game on. Don't. I enjoy Chris Rock's comedy, particularly the older stuff, the Bigger and Blacker and the other ones. And he said you can't be rationing it out, right? Okay, I'm gonna perform this, but I won't perform that. I'm not gonna swing on the chandelier. I'll wear this, but I won't wear that. I think that, I mean, if you're going to be in it, you got to be in it, right? Because again, if you look at this from the ladies, from a lady's perspective, a lady is looking for a man who is going to, that she knows is going to be able to support them, right? This may be different for people over 40. Um, if the guy is he generous with his money, right? If he's not offering to, even the ladies have said tonight that they would not be willing to listen to excuse me, that they would not be willing to take money from a man if she got a flat tire or need an oil change, etc. But I'm sure that the offer to be there was helpful. So just showing some level of generosity. I think that the guys are thinking the same thing, that okay, why do I got to work so hard? In particular, if you got children, in particular, if you probably were doing whatever with somebody else. And that's why I particularly like a more conservative woman. Now, conservative doesn't mean that you're approved in the bedroom. You know what I mean? I want us to have some, as has been said before, some headboard shaking, sex. That's what I want. So, um, so let's meet in the middle. How am I? How are we saying this here? So, if we're gonna be in the bedroom, we got to be in the bedroom. I guess maybe meeting in the middle as far as that physical intimacy is difficult to explain, but just be. Let's just make sure that sex is good. let's just put it like that. Let's just make sure that the sex is good. Appreciate that, AJC. My first time here. I'm locking in as a regular. I appreciate that. Make sure you hit up the old videos there, man. If you any other topics you got me to talk about, or anyone else new, you can always email me. I mean, as far as timeliness, are you talking about how often you should jump into bed? Um, is that what you're asking for? When should you become intimate? Have I gifted 5 memberships? I appreciate that, High Vibe. New application fee. Maybe I should do that, right? Application fees. How long should a man wait? Yeah. Are we talking about over 40? I think I I tend to think a lot differently than a lot of the guys in this particular space. I don't think anybody should be forced into it, because to me, let me tell you, to me, now I can see all the people that are accepting these gifts. Y'all sitting in here just watching. Y'all better thank High Vibe for these gifts. Um, to me, I'm not one who's good who is going to say to a woman, "You need to get with a guy and then put up with a third date." I'm just not going to do that. I have a daughter. I have a mother, and I just have too much respect for that. So it's got to be whenever you're ready. But when you're ready, you better be ready, ready, ready. So, and I don't like bad sex. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like dry, boring, weak sex. I don't like it. I do not like it. It's got to be earth shattering, headboard shaking. We got to stop and get some water. I mean, I that's what I like. That's what I need. So if you're not ready for that, then don't do it. Because I don't want you feeling bad or guilted, or feeling guilty, or rationing it, or I want you to be ravenously anticipating what we're about to do. That's what I need. That's what I need. That's what I need. So yeah, yeah, you got to get the electrolytes, man. Right? You got to get the electrolytes, man. Yeah. Yeah, all y'all that got these memberships, hit the like button. Yeah, there's a thought about here about the more she gives it up, the less time she waits. And listen, a lot of ladies are now saying that they don't want to wait. They don't want to wait. They don't want to be dating you for 6 months, 9 months, a year, and then they get in the bedroom and it's terrible. I can't say I would disagree with that. Just be ready. Don't let anybody force you. Don't let me force you. Don't let anybody else. Whenever you're ready. If you just can't wait, your body is yearning and whatever for this particular person, for that particular person, not just yearning, not just I just need to get my rocks off, but yearning for that particular person. There's a difference in that. That's my opinion. That's my thoughts. Don't just jump into bed with somebody just because you want to jump into bed. Jump into bed with somebody because you are highly anticipating the time we're about to have, and you're gonna put in work. Contrary to popular belief, ladies have to work. You ladies got to work. You got to put in some work. They always talk about man stamina and this, that, and the other. You get in there and get in some work. Hope everybody's kids are in bed while we talk about this. Do not forget the electrolytes. I think that after 2 to 3 dates, here's my opinions about 2 to 3 dates. I mean, you do it again, you do it whenever you're ready, but 2 to 3 dates, I'm going to tell you right now, there should not be a third date. I've said this before, and you guys will follow me. You should definitely get tested. And you also got to have those conversations about that, getting tested, wearing protection, etc. Right? And again, I don't just do that because I need to get tested. I can't do the non-protection. I can't do the protection thing because I can't feel anything. But you do and do what's best for you, and certainly, most importantly, take care of yourself. And don't just be out here just slinging things, and that's all crazy. So, to 2 to 3 dates, you guys, why are you going on a third date if you don't like this dude? Why are you going on 3 dates and the third date if you don't like this dude? And in between, we've been having phone calls, we've been having video chats, text messages. I can't. To me, it's despicable and diabolical to go on a date with someone and you haven't, and you all are not feeling each other that way. Or in particular for the lady to do it, because you're more than likely getting a free meal out of this. What are y'all talking about? Yeah, she wants a free lunch. Right. Yeah, I certainly understand this. I'm not unaware of this. Yes, you're right. I understand it. I understand it, but I still think it's diabolical. It's diabolical, and women should not. But again, this is the conversation that we're having. This is the conversation that we're having about men, putting forth all this effort on the front end, showing off their resources and getting nothing in return from that. So now the guys are saying, "Okay, I brought you on 3 different dates. It's time to put out." I wouldn't want my daughter going on a date like with somebody who thought like that. I wouldn't. I would not want my daughter doing that. Oh, this guy took me on a date. I still want to get to know him, but I like what I've seen so far. But now I gotta sleep with this guy so I can get a 4th date. That means you're not ready. That's totally me. The person I'm with has to get tested. I get tested so he knows I'm good. Yeah, I mean yeah. Yeah, nah, brother. My soldier doesn't salute. I talked about this. I talked about this. I talked about this with D on the show numerous times. I get tested. I got no problem showing my test results, current test results, but I just can't. Now, I'm not telling anybody else to live that way. I'm not telling anybody else to do that. I get tested. I'm certainly clean. um, and I get tested, and the person has to get tested, but I just can't. I just. It'll be disappointing. it'll be. I don't even know. It'll be flopping in the breeze there. Yeah. wasting 2 hours of pretending for a plate of food seems like a hard life. And yet it's occurring. A man once told me he expected intimacy in 30 days. Whoa, yeah, it didn't go any further, not just because of that, but other things he said during the date. You got to appreciate people who are going to put it on the table. You got to appreciate that. I mean, now you know what to expect. And again, we're in this war here. We're in this war here where men are saying, I want this. I want this intimacy. I want whatever. And I'm willing to, and women are saying, I want to provide, I want you to show me something. And not, so I'm not just giving myself to someone. Again, we think about this first guy, Todd Boomer, whatever his name was. He's saying that women want commitment. Women want commitment. And I don't blame him for that. You're going to sleep with somebody and never see him again? It's got to be devastating. Got to be devastating. Some do, yeah. 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 Kayla, Kayla, yeah. Yeah, some men do expect that. You didn't know that? The 3-date rule, three, yeah, absolutely. Some do. If that's the criteria, then you wouldn't need one. I don't see anything wrong with being alone if you can't find what you want. Oh, yes, to him. Yeah, still going back and forth here. I think that's actually very legitimate. That's why I won't pressure people. That's why I don't really talk about that type of thing. Because I actually see the contradiction in that. I really do see that, Virginia. You want women to entertain you on the third date, then turn around and shame women on their body count. I actually see the contradiction in that. I think you're right about that. I think you're absolutely right about that. I see that contradiction too. It's crazy. It's wild. That's why I don't ask. That's why I don't ask the question. That's why I don't ask it. This is the mess that we're in. We're in a mess. Men and women not seeing eye to eye, all because the destruction of the black family. Men not vetting the any potential suitors, women not vetting any potential what's the opposite of suitors? Suitors, female suitors, whatever that term would be. I think that's actually very well said, Virginia. I think that's very well said. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. But I got fixed, brother, so I'm not worried about it. But listen, I'm not telling anybody else what to do. I get tested though. I get tested. Keep gifting them, brother. I can't say what most men want, but I've never been asked to clean someone's place. I think when it comes to cleaning someone's place, I think that's the same as being as a woman meeting a man and him offering to gas up your car or to fix if you get a flat tire to fix it or change your oil, or maybe even offering to get your uh, hair and manis and petties. I think it's kind of the same type of thing. I would love it if a woman just offered to do it. Right. Sometimes I've gone. I'm carrying up my bag of laundry, and for a woman just to sit there watching me fold it, it just rubs me the wrong way. It does. It does. It rubs me the wrong way. It rubs me the wrong way. And I'm very, very generous. Like a lady comes to my house, I cook for her, right? You don't offer to wash the dishes or put them away or bring something to drink. I'm making you some food. I don't know. It hits me the wrong way. Hits me the wrong way. Okay, brother. Well, hey, man, it's all good, man. Yeah. Listen, I get tested. You don't get them tested? I get them tested. I don't want to keep talking about this. Y'all do what you guys protect yourself the best way you see fit. That we agree on. Like I said, I've never been asked that question before, but I've never been with a man who wasn't clean. I've helped them decorate them. Yeah. Who are these women, Dr. L? Should be reciprocal to this. Listen, I'm telling people don't believe me. I'm telling you that it's a different breed of women out here. And I seem to be able to find them. I seem to be able to find them. Let's sit right there watching the movie and I'm folding clothes. I just like side-eye him. Like, I'm telling you, I run into them constantly. Constantly. Woman helped me decorate my spot once. And I said, "Oh, look at you nesting. Green flag." Yeah, it's a green flag. I got critiqued in my house before. This woman said, "You look like a man lives here." I'm like, I don't think my house is like overly masculine. I don't got a bunch of pictures all over. I mean, my downstairs, I'm starting to change the little kids' room as far as posters and stuff. But my living room, it's not all that bad. I don't think. I think the colors are pretty neutral, mostly gray. I don't know. People out of the way for people they just. I guess maybe they didn't like me that much. I don't know. I think a lot of times ladies are running. I think that a lot of times, here's what I think. Ladies are meeting these dudes. They're doing all these different types of wifely duties, and it's not lasting. So therefore, they're saying, "I'm not going to go to this guy's house and cook him food, or clean his stuff, or rearrange his furniture, or whatever, because it may not last." Now, at the same time, that if you're thinking like that, and the guy says, "Oh, well, I don't want to take you out because I don't want to spend my money," here we are in this war. Here we are again, manifestation of this war that never ends. I can't sit and watch the guy fold clothes alone, or cook, or her not help clean the dishes or bring wine. What? I know. Y'all go over to Dr. Badby's. What? Put the name of your podcast. I can't think. I know it's leadership something. Short little videos, short little 20-minute segments about how to be a better leader. From Dr. Bagby. And she's on wherever you listen to audio podcasts at. You guys go over there, give her a sub. She's doing some good work over there. Just started out 4 or 5 episodes. So go over there, give her a like, give her a sub. These just be chicks with high. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know. I seem to be able to find them. People ask me all the time, where are these women at? I find them. I'm telling you. I find them. Oh, man. Yeah, listen, it's crazy. It's crazy out here. Some of y'all need to balance in your home. Too dark or cold looking, not cozy feel. Yeah, I think my house is cozy. I think that, but I'm a guy. I'm looking at it, but I was told that I was cold. Well, not said it was very masculine looking. So whatever that means, I don't know. I don't know. Well, some men are very particular on how they do things. So what if she observes to see how things? I guess that's first of all, I'm not going to be folding clothes on the first date, and by this particular time, if you're at my house, I don't know. I think if you're there, if I allowed you there, because I'm very particular about who's comes to I'm very particular about who comes to my house. I don't want all these people in my house. I don't like that. I never like that. I never like that. So I think if you get an invite to my house, you should feel special. I think that everybody should think that about their own house, their own space. Just to have a bunch of people in your house. So, but I guess that could be a thing. I guess it could be a thing. But I don't know. Just offer. I would probably say no. No, I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no. And I am not very domestic. I am not very domestic. I mean, I have a house cleaner that comes. because I just don't have that ability. I just don't have that ability. I just don't have it. So I do the best I can. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait for this house cleaner to get here. So, but that's me. Leading Today by Dr. Lisa Bagby. Y'all go over there to wherever you listen to podcasts at. I listen to it on Spotify. But go over there to her leading and look for Leading Today by Dr. Lisa Bagby. She's gonna come on the show one day whenever she stops playing around with me. She's gonna come here and we're gonna have a nice conversation. So, and this was other brother in my chat the other day who also had a PhD in leadership. So maybe I'll have all three of us get together. We'll talk about leadership one day and all that kind of stuff. So I've been accused of being gay because my place was too nice. Yeah, listen, man. You guys can't win. I'm talking about ladies can't win. You guys can't win. The place too nice must be gay. If it's a mess, you're a slob. Come on now. Spotify. Thank you, Dr. L. Yeah. So over on Spotify, go over there and check that out. Give her a like. She must have been with dudes who had sheets. Sheets as curtains, right? One pot, no dishes, just eating right out the pot. Two forks. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Yeah, box of matches on the floor. It's crazy. This boy is brother buns. Let's see. Well, I like it. You might be right, free agent. It might. No, they didn't say it was cold. I misspoke when I said they said it was very. They said it looked like a man. Some said it was very masculine. Some said it looks like a man lives here. Stuff like that. They didn't say it was cold. Let's see. Okay. There's another one. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I gotta have all you guys on. Somebody, were you the one the other day? No, it wasn't you. Somebody else. Told him to send me an email, man, and we're gonna chat. We're gonna have a good show about leadership, executive leadership. Dr. Bagby's PhDs in leadership. There was another dude the other day, PhD in leadership. Mine is in leadership, so we'll chop it up one day. So. Let's see. Mine is a doctoral in organizational change and leadership. Yeah. At the very least, I paid for the date. Then why can't she come clean, do laundry, etc.? Equality. Yeah. I know. One day, Lisa said she's gonna have, start having guests and stuff on. So y'all make sure you get in contact with each other so somebody else you can talk to. So that'd be great. Yeah. All right, y'all. This was a great conversation here. This is a great conversation. So we learned about my house being cold. I seem to find these women who don't want to fold clothes. People got their box springs and mattresses on the floor. What else we talk about here? Chaos Rain is coming on later. 2 to 3 dates is people wanting to put out. I think Virginia's commentary about that was spot on there. You can't shame women for body count. Now it's going to put out on the third date. What else? What else is going on here? Let me get to some more of these here. Make sure I got everyone. HJ with the $2. Appreciate that. Lamar with the $4.99. Blue Sox with the $10. High Vibe gifted some memberships. AJC with the application fee. He also gifted a membership. $5. Man, hell no. I'm over here gifting membership. Don't have one. I appreciate you guys coming on here. I think I might leave it off. If we're going to call it for tonight, we're going to leave it off with Virginia Woolf's commentary because I think that was well said. Did I see the markets on Friday? Man, man, I don't talk about markets a lot, but I had this thing. I had this thing where I follow Nancy Pelosi. This is your president. This man does not know. I don't care what anybody says. People always stick up for this guy. He's he's playing 3D chess. He's this. I think the man is an idiot. I think the man is an idiot. Everything he does is just idiotic. It's just idiotic. Who doesn't know that? Who doesn't know that when you set up tariffs, the consumer is going to have to pay that price? I learned that in 8th grade. I don't understand it. I don't understand. I don't understand how this man thinks. I don't understand how this man thinks. He's got to be just thinking about the upper class. I mean, the top 1%. That's got to be millionaires and billionaires. And yes, to answer your question, I see the stocks. Yeah, man. Everything just takes a tumble. Everything takes a tumble. Freaking crazy. I think the man is completely incompetent. Him, his whole cabinet. I could pick a better financial and economics person than this guy. Who don't understand that when you put more money into the people's pockets, they're going to spend more money. They're going to buy houses, they're going to buy cars, they're going to buy furniture. They're going to fix things up. They're going to buy clothes. They're going to have families. No, but they want to keep putting money into the military. And now, I don't know how accurate this is, but I heard that if they go up to $1.5 trillion, we will spend more money. The United States will spend more on military than every other nation combined. And people can continue to tell us that we don't have the money, we can't do this. Well, we got the money. The money is here. We just refuse to spend it where it should be. And listen, I am not an economist. That is not my forte. I think it's all fake and imaginary. But it's just nuts. It's nuts what he's doing. Anybody out here been reading the Epstein stuff? Going through that? That's got to be traumatic to read that. And I don't know how anybody's going through millions of documents. Then they put them up and they deleted it, put it up, then they deleted it. This administration is just. I am. You're right about that, Lisa. You're right. I'm trying to apply logic to. Maybe we need to get you and AJC, the executive leadership, in there and talk to this guy, because who he has surrounded himself with. The whole ICE debacle, the people that are not qualified. You got Pete Hegseth running the military. What is going on? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And of course, all this takes a toll on the stock market. I haven't seen that. Of course, all these markets are all kind of interconnected, right? They're all people. BRICS are trying to blow up. I was watching something about the dollar. This guy says he wants a weak dollar. What? I just look. Again, it's not my forte. I'm not going to pretend to know a lot about finances and this, and that, and the other, economy and all that. But it makes no sense to me. If we have a weak dollar, right? So you go someplace else on vacation, you can't spend as much as you had before. I don't understand all that. Reality is that it's about trying to make point that they can do what they want because of who they are and who we are not. Yeah. Right. It's more competitive. Higher inflation. Right. That means there's too much money out there. Too much money and not enough people are buying. This is all, effects of late stage capitalism and all this kind of stuff. So don't get me started on that. Because every time I look at my Robinhood app, all the stuff that when I bought all these different stocks, when I bought my stocks, they were all making money. Now they're all losing money. All of them. Well, not all of them, but the vast majority of them. Freaking nuts, man. I don't even look at that thing. I don't even look at it anymore. Keith D breaks it all down. Economic super smart guy. Yeah, I mean, I can hear them. I can hear them talking and understand. I can follow it pretty much, but But to me, it's all on how much money is in the average person's pockets. If you don't put money into the average people's pockets, increasing their pay, stop taxing them, they will spend more money, and all stocks would go up. I know. Too much currency out there. Yeah. Well, yeah, you're probably right about that. Yeah. I'm hearing that they don't want reserve currency. I don't know. I try to listen to it. So the problem with reserve currency is you have to enforce it militarily, right? It's not again, this is not my forte, so don't think you have to enforce a military. That's why we got military bases all over the place, right? We live on the promise that the United States is going to pay its debts. It's all militarily enforced. So that's why this whole Greenland, we're going to take over this, take over that, and we want to become this regional hegemon, and then you can't do that if you're going to give up other places. And now he's got warships going to Iran. Like, from a monetary standpoint, I don't understand any of this. Yeah. Listen, man, this is all. It's interesting to me. It's interesting to me, but it's all promises. When they went off the gold standard, it's all promises. We promised to pay, we promised to do this, and we're going to enforce this, and we're going to have it be the global hegemon because of this, and we're going to have the petrodollar and this and that because we have the military might to enforce it. And when you back off that military might, yeah. Well, that's true. That's true. That's true. You have to. That's true. But we're not going to stop trying to do that. We're not going to stop trying to enforce it militarily. Ask Iran, ask Venezuela. We just don't know anything better. We don't know anything better than being nice. And China is proving that it can be done without the military, without the use of military force. They're proving it. But although they have their issues as well, China has, because you got to get people to buy things. You have to keep the rolls going. But again, that's not my forte. So yeah, right. Well, no, I disagree when people say it's backed by nothing. It's backed by military force. That's what the dollar is backed by. That's what it's backed by. I'm actually doing a show on my I'm going to probably try to record it and drop it tomorrow or Wednesday from my other channel, talking about it's time to redo the Constitution, because it's bad. This Trump administration has revealed the entire weakness of this Constitution in our Federalist Republic. They have completely exposed it, and it's time to redo it. I'm gonna try to drop that tomorrow. Our Constitution is built and dependent on the morality of the founders and oath taker. It's just their word is bond. We are seeing the failure before our eyes, sadly. It was, and the thing about that is it's the word to each other. I'm reading a book right now, audiobook in a book. What is the name of the book I'm audiobooking? and it's talking about all the different contracts we broke with the natives, with the Philippines, with the Filipino people. Again, just all the stuff that the United States has done. So we just haven't been people of a word, believe in white supremacy, believe in the rule of law, overthrow. That's the name of the book, is Overthrow. Man, I still got 12 hours left in that book. Wow. I thought it was way past that. The name of the book I'm listening to right now is Overthrow. So far we talked about the Spanish-American War and how we wanted to take Cuba, took Puerto Rico, took the Philippines from the Spaniards, and also talked about the Hawaiian Islands, how we took that. So pretty good book, very informative. That's what I'm audio booking right now. I don't know if I would listen. Again, this is not my forte. It's not my forte. No, believe me. Military force means not if you cannot, if it can be challenged openly and defenders' authority of global reserve currency is in doubt. I think that the problem is that you'll always have smaller countries and you can force them to use your reserve currency. And that's the way the United States is choosing to do it. So you take over these small countries and make sure that they are enforcing the dollar. Some would say that that's what the move in Venezuela was about, making sure that we have enforce some type of petrodollar. So I leave that to the experts there. This is not my forte for the 10th time. Yeah, but this word is their bond thing. And again, how many treaties have they broken? They broke their word so many times. They're concerned about nothing and no one else but themselves. And this Trump administration is a manifestation of that, in that they put their thoughts and their concerns above everyone else. We'll loot the treasury. Trump is trying to sue the government for $10 billion. I'm going to look into that. I have not read that yet. I read it, but I want to read the actual lawsuit, because how are you going to sue the IRS for $10 billion because somebody else leaked your information? Shouldn't you sue that person? Doesn't make any sense to me, but right. I'm saying, yes, I understand that, but their currency, a lot of these countries still are under some type of military threat from the U.S. Not all of them, certainly not all of them, but this is the way the U.S. gets down. It's the way the U.S. gets down. Getting some text messages here to me. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I think so too. That might be in my book here. Let me see, The Hidden Roots of White Supremacy by Robert Jones. I might have that on my to-do list here. Let me look. People tell me books to read, and I go try to buy it. I'm like, oh, you already got this in your library. I do not have that one. I do now. All right, I'll get that one. Yeah, I know a lot of people are buying precious metals. Yeah, I'm going to expose a lot of ignorance tonight. Do they ship them to your house? Are they shipping gold and silver to your house, or just some piece of paper saying you own as much? I don't know. Speaking of this, somebody asked me to start a book club. Maybe we should do that one day. What we're going to read this month. If anybody has any good financial books, because the problem is you talk to different people, you get, wildly different answers. when it comes to economics and finance and how the world works and all that, wildly different answers, which is very surprising to me. So, but if anyone has any of those books, but that's the book that I'm reading right now is a book called Overthrow by Stephen Kinzer, Kinzer, Overthrow by Stephen Kinzer. I got you. Buffett and Dalio are always good books on finances. Copy that. Yeah, I should have known about Warren Buffett. The same way everybody else does. Guns and knives. Guns and knives. So when y'all stocking up on coin stores and whatever, and your bullion dealers, make sure you get some guns and knives and bullets. It's really bad. Down with the book club. Yeah, we'll do that. So if anybody's interested, so if we want to start a book club, actually we could talk about it at the end of the month. I'm reading a book called Overthrow. Let me put it up on the screen here. I'm reading a book called Overthrow. We could talk about this at the end of the month here. We'll do something about for the book club members. So this is the book I'm reading right now, Overthrow: America's Century of Regime Change from Hawaii to Iraq. So this is the book. It says it's in my library. It's in my audiobook library right now. So I got like 3 or 4 books on this, on all the regime changes. And this one's actually pretty good because I have another book that was actually very, very dry about this subject, regime change and all that. My son, oh, you know what? You're speaking of Dalio. Who mentioned Dalio? Let's see. Somebody mentioned Dalio. You did, Dr. Bagby. My son gave me a book too, The Changing World Order, Why Nations Succeed and Fail by Ray Dalio. See, people tell me stuff. People tell me stuff all the time, and I have not gotten to that book yet. So maybe we'll do that one next. I have not gotten. My son gave me that book, told me to read that book too. So I couldn't lead that. I don't know that much about it. I couldn't lead that. So somebody else has to has to lead that because I am such a novice in that. Yeah, it was good seeing you too, Chris. It was good seeing you. Chris and I went to see our representative and hear what she had to say. So I'm down for lunch. So become politically active. Just ordered Overthrow. Okay, good. It's actually a pretty good. I'm listening to it, but it's actually pretty good. There was a book that if you guys watch Jeffrey Sachs, he recommends a book talking about the same thing, something about regime change. Let me see if I can find it. And it was really, it was good. It was a good book, but it was boring, right? Some people just because it was a doctoral thesis, and she turned it into a book, and she didn't. I was like, I had to push through it because it was boring. Let me see here. And this is that book here. It's called Covert Regime Change, America's Secret Cold War, Cornell Studies in Security Affairs. Covert Regime Change. And this is by, what's her name? Lindsay O'Rourke. So if you listen to a guy named Jeffrey Sachs, who is a international. Actually, he's an economics scholar, but he talked about international security a lot. So he recommends this book by this lady, Lindsay O'Rourke. And the information was good, but it was just dry. So if you can get through it, you can get through it. I don't know. but it was definitely good. Yeah. Principles in a Changing World. Yeah, I think that's the one my son gave to me. I think that's the one that my son told me to read. Principles for dealing with Principles for dealing with the changing world order. Is that the one? Changing world order? Okay. I like to focus on books that have strategies that will help us elevate our circumstances. If you got any recommendations, brother? And then again, some of us are trying to do that work here. I'm trying to get back into more positive, uplifting stuff, but I thought this would be a good thing tonight. I do have 2 videos to drop this. I'm going to try to drop on Wednesday and Friday about lifting up your mentality and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try to get back into that. So yeah. All right, we had a great talk tonight. Some books to read. I'll try to schedule something for the end of this month. We'll talk about this movie. Talk about this book, Overthrow. But the amount of treaties the United States broke with Hawaii, with the people of the Hawaiian Islands, with the Filipino people, with the Spanish, all by military muscle and might. Rather than share, they'd rather take it. So crazy. Man, I appreciate you guys stopping in. Make sure you hit the like button. We've been on for 2.5 hours now. So, and that's it. So, you guys have a great night. I will talk to you guys later. I'm gonna try to do another live, but we'll see. So, and thank you for the new members. Thank you for the those who gifted memberships. I appreciate that, and all you members out there. Maybe we'll make the book club just for members only. We'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll do that. That would encourage people to become members. Yes, go over there to Leading Today episode on Spotify. Go give her a like. Her being Dr. Bagby, Dr. Lisa Bagby. I appreciate you guys. Take care. Have a great night. And take care. Much love and peace.